Hey teacher, our topic for the PPT was types of farming. Index comprises of four key points. First, what is farming? Second, major platforms of farming. Third, types of farming. Fourth, flowchart on farming. What is farming? The word farm comes from the medical Latin noun firma, which means a fixed agreement. Farming is the practice of working the land to grow crops and raise animals. It is a part of agriculture which do includes home science. It includes growing crops and raising animals and other activities. The map on the major platforms of farming. The key points of the map comprises of sugarcane, cotton, jute, tea, coffee, and international boundaries of state boundary. Mixed farming. Mixed farming is an agricultural practice that involves growing crop and raising livestock on the same piece of land. This method is widely used across the world, including in countries like India, Malaysia, Indonesia, South Africa, and many other. Key points of mixed farming. Crop and livestock integration. Crop provide feed and fodder for the animal while livestock manure enhances soil fertility for crops. Diverse income. Farmer can earn from multiple sources such as crop, milk, meat and egg. Risk reduction. By diversing activities, farmers can mitigate risk associated with weather, market fluctuations, or diseases. Sustainable resource use, efficient use of land, water, and nutrients through recycling waste products. Improved soil structure, livestock activities like grazing help maintain healthy soil structure. Second, commercial farming. Commercial farming, also known as agribusiness, involves the large scale production of crops and livestock with the primary goal of making a profit. This type of farming is characterized by its use of advanced technology, machinerization, and often chemical fertilizers and pesticides to maximize yield and efficiency. Key features of commercial farming. First, large scale operation farms are typically extensive, covering large areas of land to the benefits from economies of scale. Second, high investments. Significant capital is invested in machinery, infrastructure, and technology. Third, market oriented. Products are grown or raised specifically for sale in the market rather than for personal consumption. Fourth, use of modern techniques includes the use of hybrid seeds, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and irrigation system to boost production. Plantation agriculture. Plantation agriculture is a large scale commercial farming practice where a single crop is cultivated intensively over a vast area of land. This method focuses on producing cash crops such as cocoa, coffee, tea, sugarcane, tobacco, rubber, cotton, bananas, and palm oil. Key characteristics. Monoculture. Only one type of crop is grown, which allows for specialized farming techniques but can reduce biodiversity and increase vulnerability to pests and diseases. Large scale plantation over covers hundreds or thousands of hectares requiring significant capital investments and infrastructure. Labor intensive. Historically, plantation agriculture relied heavily on slave labor, but today it often employs large number of wage laborers. Export oriented. The crop produced are typically intended for export rather than local consumption. Dairy farming. Dairy farming is a branch of agriculture focused on the long term production of milk, which is processed either on the farm or at a dairy plant for eventually sale as dairy products like milk, cheese, butter, and yogurt. Key aspects of dairy farming. Milk production. Dairy farming primarily involves the breeding and raising of dairy animals, many cows, but also goats, sheep, buffalo in the same region. Milking process. Modern dairy farms use advanced technology such as rotary parlours and automatic milking systems to efficiently milk large number of animals. Animal care. Proper nutrition, health care and housing are crucial for maintaining the health and productivity of dairy animals. Extensive farming. Extensive farming, also known as extensive agriculture, is a farming system that uses relatively low inputs of labor, fertilizers, and capital relative to the land area being farmed. Here are some key points about extensive farming. Characteristics. Large land areas. Extensive farming typically involves large tracts of land. Low input. It uses minimal labors, fertilizers, and capital compared to the size of land. Low yield per unit area. The yield per hectare is generally lower compared to intensive farming, but the overall output can be high due to the large area. Natural conditions. The productivity large depends on the natural fertility of soil, climate and availability of water. Common practices. Livestock grazing often involves grazing animals like sheep and cattle over large areas. Crop cultivation includes growing crops such as wheat, barley, and other grains in region low agricultural productivity. Advantages. Lower cost requires less. Sedentary farming. Sedentary farming is the practice of farming in a fixed location which is different from shifting cultivation or nomadic herding. Here is a deeper dive. In this, the farmer live at one year round and cultivate the same land. Intensive cultivation high. Intensity use of land with crop rotation irrigation system. Economic activity surplus allow for trade and economic development. Environment effect can lead to soil depletion and require careful land management to sustain the productivity of the land. Infrastructure and building roads and irrigation system as well. The techniques like crop rotation to conserve the soil fertility. The practice laid to the foundation for modern agriculture and civilization. Intensive farming. Intensive farming, also known as intensive agriculture, is all about maximize the yield from each hectare of the land through high input or labor fertilizers and pesticides. Here what made it ticks. High yield maximizes productivity per unit of land. Use of technology implement advanced machinery and modern farming techniques. Chemical input. Heavy use of fertilizers, pesticides and irrigation to boost up the plant growth. Labor extensive require a significant amount of labor to manage crop and land efficiently. Environment impact. It may lead to soil degradation, water pollution and loss of biodiversity if not managed sustainably. Shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation, also known as slash and burn agriculture, involves a cyclical pattern of clearing and farming a piece of land, then moving on to the new area once the soil fertility decreases. Key points are land clearing. Vegetation is cut and burned to the clear the land and enrich the soil with nutrients from the ash. Crop rotation. Different crops are grown to maintain soil health and reduce pest build up. Follow periods. After a few years of cultivation, the land is left to regenerate naturally while farmers move to the new plot. Cultural practices common in the tropical rainforest such as parts of Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia. This method has been practiced for thousands of years but faces challenges due to the deforestation and land uses policies. Last but not the least, plantation agriculture. Plantation agriculture is a form of agriculture that is human led cultivation of plant and animals in which a single type of crop is grown on a large scale area of land. More such points are labor. They do require a high demand for labor that should be cheap and skilled. It was introduced by the Europeans in the tropical and the subtropical region. The farms are called as estates. They are very large. Chemical input. High demand for inputs such as chemical and high need for investment into technology and infrastructure. Cultural practices: rubber plantation in Malaysia, coffee plantation in Brazil, tea plantation in India, and banana plantation in West Indies. The flowchart. In the flowchart, the title is farming. The farming has been divided into two parts: subsistence farming and commercial farming, and then there are subdivisions of subsistence farming and commercial farming as well. Thank you very much for watching our PPT.